Okay, cool. We're live, we're recording. Awesome. Looks like we've got some folks trickling in. Wonderful. I'm gonna ask people here in the chat where they're calling in from. I am in Providence, Rhode Island, just to get things kicked off here.
Atlanta, Tate, Atlanta. Must be nice and warm there. I'm in Toronto, Canada. A lot of snow here.
Yeah, we're getting some more snow right now here in Rhode Island. 44, so cold for GA. That's funny, man.
Here, as folks get in, I'm actually just gonna share my screen
Awesome.
so you can look at our pretty faces.
Missouri, Debbie, I like it. 25 degrees. Yeah, that sounds about right for Feb. Oh man, soon it'll be warm. We'll all be vaxxed up. Be just back to normal life, right, Umair?
I'm hoping so. I miss the office.
We got Alicia in Jacksonville, Misa in Dallas. Nice. Oh, Dallas, man. Yeah, I hope that we're just talking about the outages and stuff.
Hope you're doing well, Misa. Oh, Clearwater, Florida. I am jealous.
80 degrees. I don't want to hear about that. Maybe I shouldn't have asked this question. Well, thanks for hopping on, folks. We're gonna give people just a couple of minutes to trickle in, and then we've got a fun little agenda, and we're only gonna do 45 minutes or so. Oh, got Wade from Atlanta joining us as well. Awesome. Yeah, we got a pretty good agenda. Only 45 minutes or so. Umair and I can answer some questions at the end if folks want to stick around.
I recognize some names, Ray, and nice to see you again. Richard from Alaska.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, nice to put names with faces. I wish we could have everybody's faces on, even more interactive, but we'll do our best, myself and Umair, to represent.
We'll keep everyone entertained.
Cool. Umair?
Shall we get started?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Okay, well, let's get started, everybody. Thank you again so much for taking the time to join us this afternoon or morning, if that's where you're located. My name is Umair. For those who I haven't met, I manage sales at Relay. My job is really to interact with customers, accountants, and bookkeepers. And I've got my colleague here, Henry, who leads our product team. So once again, welcome. So let me just start off by setting a high-level agenda. So today we're gonna review the new Relay Partner Program. I'm gonna walk you through some of our new features and tell you what's up, what's new. And then we'll wrap up by talking about how do you get started, how do you onboard, how do you invite clients, and then we'll leave some time at the end for your questions. So I think before we dive into the partner program, it's worth talking a little bit about why would you use Relay to begin with. So I've had the opportunity to already talk to some of you. And when I talk to advisors, I often hear that there are some pain points and frustrations around business banking, especially with their clients. Advisors will tell me like, Umair, look, I have QBO, I have Xero, my clients have their bank feed set up, but these bank feeds aren't very reliable. They have this tendency to break. When they do break, I have to reconnect and then I have to do forensic work to figure out which ones are duplicates, which ones are not. That's inefficient and it's super frustrating. The other thing that I often hear is that I have to hold on to my clients' bank logins. And I don't want to do that because that's a huge liability risk for me. Furthermore, your client might actually want to give other people access to their banking, whether it's their employees, other advisors, and there has to be a better way than just sharing login credentials. And then finally, I think it's fair to say that the state of business banking today is very siloed in nature. So as an advisor, you have a standardized tech stack. You say, hey, use this for your GL, use this for your expense collection or receipt doc collection. Unfortunately, your client's bank typically will not like to talk to these tools or work well with these tools, and is very disparate in nature, which can cause inefficiencies and frustrations. So we really built Relay as a solution to these problems. It's a digital bank designed with the advisor-client relationship in mind. And some of the things you're going to see today is that you can actually deploy and provision cards in Relay. You don't need to call someone and wait on the phone for an hour to get your card set up. You can automate bill pay with Xero and QuickBooks Online. You can collaborate easily and securely with user permissions. And look, we know that nobody likes paying for bank fees. So with Relay, there's no monthly fees, no account setup fees, and no minimum balances. And then finally, we've integrated with some of the tools that you're already using in your tech stack. We have direct bank feeds with QBO and Xero, and we integrate with other tools like Hubdoc and Receipt Bank, and I'll be showing you that a little later. But I'm going to hand it over to Henry to walk you through our partner program.
Awesome. Thank you, Umair. Yeah, great. So just for everybody that's tuned in, obviously thanks for hopping on. Umair gave us an overview, especially for those folks that are maybe new to Relay, but today is obviously a lot about partner program, some new features that you might have missed. So first thing up is the new Relay partner program. So as you know, we launched Relay to help improve small business outcomes. That's kind of the mission, right? And we know that an effective relationship with an accountant or a bookkeeper is a bedrock of that success. Unfortunately, as you also know, and as Umair kind of pointed out, for a lot of financial institutions, streamlining that relationship is not top of mind, right? So that's why there's a lot of banks that don't provide read-only access. Or when you say, hey, the feeds have been broken for 3 months, they just kind of throw up their hands and say, hey, well, take your business elsewhere. And so we've obviously had a very different approach to the market, as you know. And so we've worked with so many firms over the course of last year, and we got so much value out of working with accounting firms and bookkeeping firms across the US, right? We got amazing product feedback. You helped us guide our marketing efforts. You brought thousands of small businesses to Relay. And so this year, we really want to formalize our investment in the community. We want to make sure that we're building the best kind of business bank out there to support accountants and bookkeepers working with small business, but also that we are rewarding and investing in that relationship with the community as much as possible. So let's go to the next slide and actually talk about what that kind of looks like structurally. You might have seen a blog post about this, and you might have seen this visual. There's a lot going on. We'll link to the blog post in the Zoom chat just so that everybody has it and you can get all the details there. But just want to call this out at a high level. So there's certain tiers of being a part of our partner program, and obviously with the more clients you refer to Relay, the more you stand to gain from the relationship. I'm going to just summarize what we have here in kind of buckets 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the first one is, everybody gets full access to this. And what is it? It's just really all the Relay software that you've gotten to use or have learned about and kind of interacted with your clients. So direct bank feeds that we've built and maintained to QuickBooks Online and to Xero. It's that statement sync feature with Hubdoc and Receipt Bank that Umair is going to show off a little bit later. It is the enriched transaction data that you're used to seeing and instant access to check images. All that good stuff is just part of the core offering. Every advisor is going to get access to it. There's no fee for any of that stuff. And then in the second block, this is really around just actually using Relay for banking. A lot of firms, they'll use Relay with their clients and they'll see all their clients in one place and all this good stuff. But a lot of firms actually use Relay for our business banking as well. And so you guys as firms, you'll get all the same normal standard features and benefits that an SMB would get from banking on Relay. But in addition to that, you will also get the AP automation entirely for free. So your clients, typically the sticker price is, $30 a month flat. For firms, they can use it themselves in their own business entirely for free. We want to make sure you can get to know the product really well and provide feedback on how we can improve it and all that good stuff, but also streamline AP in your own business, as it's such a pervasive pain point. And then diving into service here, hopefully a lot of you can attest to having had really good customer service with Relay. That's my hope. as you get into this kind of silver level, we'll basically be able to carve out time that's kind of like dedicated for you. So having somebody that you can reach out to specifically, in addition to being able to just reach out to support at RelayFi, right? Being able to reach out to Josh or Sandra or something, whomever it might be. And then we also want to support you with onboarding. So it's pretty easy to get the onboarding done today. But we also want to provide support for those organizations that are pushing a lot of clients our way and make it as simple as possible. And so that kind of concierge experience can really be, hey, I've got these 10 clients that I want to get on. Let's get everything into a box folder, and then Relay is going to step in and do everything on the back end that needs to get done, and kind of hand over the keys to your clients for accounts that are ready to go, etc. So providing as much support as we can give you there. And then the last piece that I think probably got a lot of people interested and registered for this webinar could be the incentives. So your firm can kind of do two things, can earn discounts on our paid subscription products. And those discounts get steeper and steeper as you have more clients join Relay. But in addition, we offer a revenue share on all card spend that your clients put through Relay. So those are the kind of two financial incentives that you can earn, and obviously they scale with your level or tier on the Relay partner program. So let's go to the next slide, and I think there's probably folks in the audience with questions for this, with questions that resemble this. So let's tackle these. How will I actually receive my incentive? So in terms of the cash kind of payout or the revenue share, we will send an ACH directly to your Relay account if you're already banking on Relay. Alternatively, we can request payment details through Relay. So we'll make use of that to make sure that we can get you that revenue share. One other thing that I anticipated was just, when are we going to start actually receiving these incentives? So we are going to be doing this on a quarterly basis. And then, so the first kind of set of payments should go out in April, and that'll cover Jan through end of March of 2021. Just trying to remember what year we're in. And then, just in case there are folks that, there's a lot of folks probably on this call that referred clients last year. And so what we're doing here with the revenue share is we're starting by giving folks basically like a 12-month period in which they'll get this incentive of this revenue share. And then we're going to figure out, what's the best thing to do after that. But if you referred clients in 2020 and they were spending then, the way this is going to work is just that you'll get credit for all of 2021, and you'll get those, that 12 months. And that actually should, if we're talking about just like a 12-month period, it should benefit you because there's usually a ramp-up period, and the first few months they're not going to spend as heavily. So this should actually hopefully end up kind of working out in your favor. Excellent. Those are the things I wanted to confirm. And then I did see a question in here from Nicole asking who gets billed for the advanced tools. We're still actually working out the way that we're going to charge folks, but the sort of like prevailing method that we've been planning to put forth is to charge it through the firms. So the firms would get charged for, if they have 5 clients on advanced bill pay or whatever it is, they will get charged at that discounted rate, and then you can go ahead and charge your clients, as part of the service package, whatever the fee that makes sense is. Cool, awesome. Okay, looks like we got through that piece. Nice. Let's go to the next slide. Perfect. So just so folks know, and I'm going to take this link here and post it, there is a blog post that covers the partner program in a little bit more depth, and in there's actually a PDF. And that's got some assets for you. It's got some badge related items, a few directions, some email templates and things like that. So I would definitely go and check that out, download it. And also, just so you know, in order to obtain your kind of custom badge, you can email support. So if you've got more than 3 clients, just send in an email. Say, hey, I'm a firm on Relay, I want my custom badge, and they'll send you everything you need to kind of get up and running with that. All right, I think we've just got this final slide before we show off some new features. So in terms of joining the partner program, you'll all be happy to know that if you already use Relay, and you have an account on Relay, a firm account or a bank account, whatever it is, and you've been referring clients, you're automatically enrolled in the partner program. So you don't need to go out and submit some other piece of documentation. So you're automatically enrolled and you'll automatically be compensated and receive your incentives and all this good stuff. And then in case you're joining us today and you're actually new to Relay, definitely recommend requesting a demo and getting a quick walkthrough of Relay. And so I'm just posting a link to booking a quick 30-minute overview with Umair, and that should be able to answer any questions that you have. Have one of our advisors chatting to us saying, "Hey, sign up. It's so good." Smiley face. So if you are new, definitely get a demo and check it out. All right, Umair, I'm going to stop with my jibber jabber. You're up.
All righty, thanks, Henry. Okay, so let me flip over to my other screen, and I'll walk you through some of the recent features. So if you're interested in a full demo, do sign up. I'm happy to do a one-on-one, but let's log in to the Relay account. So as you know, as an advisor, you're taken to the portal where you see your account in addition to any client. So I'm going to go into this client's account. And the first feature that I want to show you that's new is our integration with Hubdoc and Receipt Bank. So perhaps you already use one of these tools, but for those that aren't familiar, they're great document storage solutions. Hubdoc and Receipt Bank are often used for receipt capture, but also to store bank statements. Now, what Relay can do is if you connect to your Hubdoc account or your client's Hubdoc account, we can automatically sync all statements, historic and going forward, to the Hubdoc account or Receipt Bank account. So in Hubdoc and Receipt Bank, there's a unique intake email, which is really an email address to which you can send documents to. So this is what you would enter here, and this would create the automation. You can also decide the format. So typically you'd probably want a PDF, but CSV OFX is also available. And then you can decide which one of your checking accounts or your client's checking accounts the statements come from. So it could be one or all of them. And as you know, you can have up to 20 to 25. Now, the benefit of using this integration with Hubdoc specifically is that I know with some banks, it's a bit challenging. Either the connection doesn't exist or it doesn't work. So we actually push the documents to Hubdoc, which creates a lot more reliability in the statements being delivered on time. Now, another way to use this feature is at the statement level itself. So if I go into, say, one of my statements and I wanted to send, say, my February statement to Hubdoc, I would click export, email statements, and I can actually enter the unique intake email for Hubdoc or Receipt Bank and send it to one of those platforms. So that's the Hubdoc and Receipt Bank integration. You would notice that there's actually an other service field. So technically any other service that has a unique intake email would work just in the same way. Now, the other feature that we're excited to announce is that we have enhanced bill pay functionality, which takes the integration of the QBO and Xero really to the next level. So let me walk you through that. So kind of to give you an overview, we have two versions of this product. There's standard bill pay, which allows you to remit payments, send money to another bank account. And there's enhanced bill pay, which enables automation with Xero and QuickBooks Online specifically. So I think you're used to if you already use Relay with the standard, but now you can actually request banking details and set up recurring payments. So let's go through that first. If I click new payment here in the top right corner, you can see I have 4 options for initiating a payment. I can pay via ACH, which is free, a domestic wire for $10, international wire for $50, or I could issue a digital check for no fee. Now, if you click on the ACH option, the first thing you would be doing is adding the payee. So in this case, let's say, I wanted to pay my leasing company, I would select them and I would scroll down and enter their banking information. Now, chances are you might not have the banking information. So I can actually request it from the payee themselves. We send them a text, they verify their identity, they add the data for you. And wait, this is the best part, you can actually request a W-9 form directly from them as well in order to get paid, which is amazing, especially for tax purposes. Now, instead of waiting for the payee to send me the details and initiate the payment, I can actually schedule this to automatically go through. So I would scroll down and I would say, okay, once I've received my W-9 form, my banking details from this payee, go ahead and initiate the payment. And I want it to come from, the marketing expenses account as an example. Now, once you've done this for the first time, your payee information is saved, so you don't have to keep asking them for the banking information. You get a quick glance at the recent payment activity. And on top of that, you can set up recurring payments. So if you have, say, a utility bill or another invoice that you pay on a recurring basis, you can actually have automation. And again, this is free. Now, the enhanced bill pay product is what Henry was referring to earlier. That is $30 a month per user. And obviously that gets cheaper the more clients you have with the partner program. So what does that do? Well, to describe it first before I show you, essentially it will automatically pull any unpaid bills you have from either Xero or QuickBooks Online. It brings them into Relay. You can have them go through a customized approval workflow, pay the bill, and once the bill is paid, it will actually send that back to QBO or Xero such that it appears as a paid bill and matches the corresponding transaction in the bank feed, which is what enables one-click reconciliation. So for a lot of clients that might use bill.com that don't have a very complicated bill pay workflow, this might be a better solution. It's cheaper and it's consolidated into the actual banking platform. So what does it look like? Well, I would click into my unpaid bills. Here are all the bills that came through from QBO or Xero. So you see the source document, you see all the bill details like invoice number, and here is the approval workflow for this specific amount. So in this case, we added 3 team members to Relay. They have their own unique login credentials, which they securely can sign onto just to approve bills. That's all they can do, provided that's the permission they have. Now, these approval workflows are set up over here. So I can go into approval rules and set rules designated by amounts. So as an example, if I have a bill between $5,000 and $10,000, I require this 2-step process. So the first step is that Stacy and Alex must approve. The second step is only one of the following, Skylar, Danielle, or Sandra have to approve. Now, all the bill pay approvers get an email notification if it's waiting for them. Once they pay the bill, you can automatically have the bill paid or manually initiate it yourself. And the bill approvers will actually go in here to see which bills are awaiting their attention. And that's it. So pretty standard, pretty basic stuff. And I know I can see there's some questions already, but we'll be taking them in just a moment.
Yeah, I think I made the mistake of not telling people they should use the Q&A, so it's in the comments, which is my fault. Although it's good because I can see it all in here. So maybe I'll just dive on some of these, Umair, because I was kind of trying to answer them as they were coming in. So if you do already have the banking information for someone, then you can initiate payments. You won't need to go through a request process again. You can go ahead and just initiate an ACH payment if you already have the account details. Now, what Umair was showing off is this approval workflow, product. That's kind of that advanced bill pay piece that we talk about. So with your clients, you can just make sure you've got those approvals set up. And then, either you at the end as the advisor can actually initiate the payment, or the client can do it. But at that point, the bill will have been matched up. They'll be able to, stamp it with the correct approvals, whether that's one person that approves it, multiple people that approve it. So you should be good. So there's kind of a couple different ways that you can go about it. And then, are users able to download the W-9 for their records? They definitely are. So today you can go get the W-9 in Relay. It'll be a PDF file. I think that's what we asked for in that instance. But we are, I believe, investigating actually getting that W-9 then sent to the GL, whether that is QuickBooks or Xero. Cool. I think that's pretty good for now, and then maybe we'll tie back to some of these at the end. Cool. So the other thing we wanted to provide a little bit of context on is what's the best process for onboarding folks, but then also, how should you kind of bring it up to clients? Now, I know that this is, when I spoke to a lot of firms over the course of last year, it was a common question. What do you recommend is the best way to actually position and package this for one of my clients that like really needs this? What we would say, today from what we've seen over the course of last year is that firms that push the most clients to Relay, they're really standardizing their clients on it as part of their tech stack. And so, they'll have the QBO 0, maybe a Receipt Bank and a Hubdoc, maybe a Float or a Fathom for some sort of forecasting. And then Relay's the solution for their client's operating account. It's really the best place out of which to actually run your business finances, right? Because there's a lot of tooling in there. There's the ability to kind of manage cash flows. There is that accounts payable solution. There's an expense management solution. And your clients definitely don't need to switch banks entirely in order to use Relay. They can keep their existing relationship with a brick and mortar institution for a variety of purposes, right? They might be doing some lending. They might want the savings account that has some sort of yield, although it seems, yield is kind of going out the window with the conditions we're in these days. But effectively, Relay can and should be and is best positioned as the hub for that day-to-day management of their finances and doing so securely with their advisor and with their team. Because, we know that for some folks, just the notion of, hey, we're going to switch banks, can make the hair on the back of their neck stand up. And so this is, probably a more pragmatic approach to having that conversation. Cool. Let's go to the next slide, and just wanted to walk through this super quickly just so that folks know that there's a couple different options. So what a lot of folks do is they will just click invite client and punch in a client's email address, and then the client does all the onboarding. That works great. Sometimes you have folks that maybe aren't so tech savvy or maybe need a little bit of help with just getting everything set up. And so that's where we offer option 2, which is really a workaround that firms kind of showed us, which is that they like to use email aliases to basically send themselves the invitation and then do the onboarding on behalf of their client. And then you can basically just turn over the keys after that. So once you've got everything in there and the account's ready to go, you can just say, hey, I'm going to switch over this email address to the client. They can reset their password, be all good. They have access to something now that's got all the documentation in place and is already ready to go. And the kind of, hidden sort of option number 3 is if you do have a great deal of clients to kind of push over, or you're trying to get, 2 or 3 folks at once, whatever it may be, you can certainly send us documentation securely through something like Box. We are certainly here to help, and we can do some of that account opening for you to kind of help speed things up, especially for those clients that maybe are managing a bunch of different things at once, and that they're going to need a little bit of help to get over the finish line. Cool.